All right, let's talk about a problem that literally every successful business runs into. The technology that got you to where you are today, it might not be what you need to get to the next level. So today, we're going to break down how Dell EMC's VxRail is specifically designed to solve that problem, helping you get your IT ready for whatever challenges are coming tomorrow. Let's dive in.
And this right here, this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? Your business is crushing it, new projects are taking off, but the big looming question is, can your infrastructure actually handle the heat? That's what strategic scaling is all about. And as you're about to see, VxRail makes it way less intimidating.
So when it comes to scaling your IT, you've basically got two main plays you can run. You can either upgrade or you can expand. The analogy here is perfect. Think of an upgrade like getting under the hood and tuning your car's engine. You're getting more power and better efficiency from what you already have. An expansion? That's like adding a whole new section to a bus. You're physically adding more seats, more capacity to handle a bigger crowd. VxRail is built to make both of these jobs a whole lot easier.
So first up, let's tackle that first option, the upgrade playbook. Now, this isn't about making some risky one-off change. Think of this as a repeatable strategy for basically renovating your entire cluster and boosting its capabilities with all the latest and greatest software and firmware.
So when we say upgrade, what are we actually talking about? Because it's way more than just one little piece of software. A VxRail upgrade is a complete, full-stack update. I mean, it covers everything, the core VMware components like vSphere and vSAN, the VxRail manager itself, and it even goes down to the firmware on the physical hardware. It's a total system refresh from top to bottom.
And the process itself? It's incredibly structured, which is exactly what you want. You start by backing up your configurations. That's your safety net. You gotta have it. Next, you check the Dell EMC VxRail compatibility matrix to make sure everything's going to play nicely together. After that, VxRail Manager pretty much takes the wheel. You just download the update package, and a guided wizard walks you through the whole thing, letting you watch its progress to make sure it's a smooth, non-disruptive update.
Okay, and here's a huge pro tip for you. While these upgrades are designed to be non-disruptive, the best practice, trust me, is to always schedule them during a planned maintenance window. It just gives you that extra buffer and pretty much guarantees zero impact on your actual business operations. All right, let's switch gears and look at our second strategy, the expansion playbook. This is all about adding more raw power, more physical muscle to your cluster, so it can handle more and more workloads as you grow.
Look, when your business simply needs more, expansion is the most direct way to get it. You physically add new nodes, which are basically new servers, right into your cluster. And that immediately boosts your total compute power, your storage capacity, and your network throughput. It just gives you the breathing room you need to take on more work.
And what's wild is how simple the process is. You physically rack the new nodes and plug them in. From there, automation just takes over. VxRail Manager automatically discovers the new hardware. Then, with just a few clicks, you add them to the cluster. After that, vSAN intelligently rebalances all the data across every single node, the new ones and the old ones. The whole thing is just incredibly streamlined.
Now this next tip, this is one that will save you from some major headaches down the line. For the absolute smoothest expansion possible, you have to make sure your new nodes match the ones you already have. That means similar hardware specs and, this is critical, identical software versions. Consistency is really the key here to avoid any nasty compatibility surprises.
Okay, so we've covered upgrading and expanding. But hold on, before you even think about hitting the go button on either of those, we need to talk about preparation. So think of this next part as your mission-critical pre-flight checklist.
And seriously, I cannot stress this enough. An unchecked cluster is a huge risk. Trying to upgrade a system that has some hidden underlying issue is just, you're asking for a bad day. These safety checks are absolutely non-negotiable if you want a successful outcome. Don't skip them.
So, what's actually on this checklist? Well, it's a pretty systematic health check. You're going to verify the overall health of the cluster and its vSAN storage. You confirm all your version compatibilities are good to go, and you make sure network settings, like MTU, which controls how big your data packets are consistent across the board. And then finally, you run the dedicated readiness tool.
And that last thing on the list? The Dell EMC Upgrade Readiness Tool? That thing is your absolute best friend in this whole process. It automatically scans your entire cluster for any potential issues before you start the upgrade. It really is the ultimate automated safety check.
Okay, so you've got the basics down. You know how to upgrade, you know how to expand. Now let's level up.
In this section, we're going to get into some more advanced topics to help you really squeeze every last drop of performance out of your VxRail cluster.
First up is something that can be a massive performance booster, vSAN ESA, which stands for Express Storage Architecture. Now, this is a big deal. The original architecture, OSA, used a mix of fast cache disks and slower capacity disks. ESA is totally different. It's a modern all-NVMe architecture built from the ground up for pure speed.
And this table here really breaks down why it's such a game changer. With ESE, you get just one single tier of super fast NVMe storage. It handles data redundancy dynamically, so you don't have to mess with manual RAID configurations. It also automatically balances storage loads, which prevents those performance bottlenecks you could sometimes get in the older architecture. I mean, to put it simply, it's smarter and it's a whole lot faster.
After you expand your cluster, a little bit of network tuning can go a long way. First, you want to make sure jumbo frames, that's an MTU of 9,000, are enabled on all your nodes for more efficient data transfer. And if you're on a high-speed RDMA network, enabling features like priority flow control and explicit congestion notification helps the network manage traffic way more intelligently, preventing traffic jams and keeping your data moving fast. Okay, that was a lot, I know. So to pull it all together, here's your quick start guide, your main takeaways. First, trust the wizards in VRAL Manager. They're there to make this easy. If you're just starting out, maybe do a small one-node expansion first just to get comfortable. Definitely practice in a lab if you can. Keep your systems updated. That's huge for security and performance. And hey, if you're ever in doubt, just call Dell EMC support. That's what they're there for. At the end of the day, all of this technical work, it really just serves one purpose. It's not about managing servers for the sake of it. It's about building a powerful, reliable foundation that can actually grow right alongside your business. So once your cluster is ready to handle anything you can throw at it, the real question isn't about the technology anymore. It's about your ambition. What will you build next?